Hey guys, I'm Heather Gardner for PopTopix, and today we are talking about net neutrality.
Stay connected.
PopTopix. Net neutrality. Now, that is a word that you have heard over and over and over again, I'm sure. But what exactly does it mean? And what exactly does it mean now that we don't have it anymore? Well, first of all, let's start off with what neutrality was. It was something that was put in place in the Obama administration, which basically meant that the internet could remain open and free to everyone. Both Democrats and the Republican parties back in 2015 were like, this sounds like a good idea. And honestly, it was, because I don't know about you, but I like getting down an internet rabbit hole. I know you guys have done that. The whole black hole nonsense of let's click on this, let's click on this, let's click on this, let's click on this. As annoying and as time-sucking as it was, it's a pretty good thing to have in our lives, right? Well, enter the Trump administration and Ajit Pai. Big businesses can actually pay to have their content distributed to you. Let me give you one example that I'm sure you all are going to resonate with. Remember Netflix? Remember how much we love Netflix? Imagine that little circle of death in the middle of Netflix. It's buffering, you're waiting, you're getting frustrated, you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna switch over to Hulu. Now, the reason why it's having so many problems now when it didn't a couple months ago is because maybe Hulu paid to have their service stream better on their provider, which means you're more likely to switch over from Netflix to Hulu. And you probably didn't even know it. Now, what this means for the internet is that you might not have access to every single site that you had before. That dark rabbit hole of the internet just got a little bit smaller. And while that may not seem like it affects you, you won't even know what you're missing out on, because certain sites won't be available in your area depending on what your provider is paying. And this really affects small businesses too. There's not much we can do right now except, I don't know, call your congressman. There's still a little bit of time. Even though the FCC has passed this, there are so many lawsuits on the way and you can get involved. So pick up the phone, get on the net, and do something about it. Okay, while you can, while the internet is still open and available, why don't you go ahead and join the discussion with me on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you can find me at HeatherG TV, and also PopTopix TV. Till next time.
Stay connected.
PopTopix.